I am going through hell trying to record these videos. Sorry for background noises. I have a fan on, it's hot. It's getting summertime. But welcome back to the Unpopular BattleBots series. I started this on my main channel, and now I'm starting it on this channel. Anyway, this one, I hadn't really decided until right now, so we're deciding together. I don't know if I talked about this particular robot, but Endgame. I don't know if I talked about Endgame, and if I did, well then there's more to cover. Clearly. Anyway, Endgame. They were a hard bot to judge their first two seasons. Season 3, where they debuted, and Season 4. They were a hard bot to judge, because they were always teetering around 500 to below 500. They never really had a winning record. But clearly they improved something, because this past season they won the giant nut. I got a lot of shit to talk about, so let's go through it quickly and try to make this short. Season 3. They started off with two very impressive knockouts of Captain Shredder, which is Captain Shredder, but still. And then they murdered Lockjaw. Very impressive. I think these young stars are on the right track. And then Paul Ventimiglia kicked him right in the teeth. And if they had attacked while Paul was dead, they could have won that fight. But, I don't know, we'll probably get a rematch if Season 6 happens. Because I just know it. I just fucking know it. But then, of course, probably their most famous fight against Senowaiachi, the one hit when Sal literally turned into a helicopter. Or its fidget spinner. Not link in the description, because I'm not sponsored. But, 2-2 record, they were impressive enough in that 2-2 record to get a play-in match for the 15th seed in a 3-bot rumble with them, Warhawk, and Brutus. They killed Warstomp, and then they ripped Brutus's face off, but, Warhawk flipped them over, and that's kind of been a flaw for them. So they came back Season 4 with a self-riding arm, and death roll fight. I fucking love this fight. They were dominating until 3 key hits right at the end kind of bent their weapon axle, and they got flipped, and they couldn't use the self-riding arm anymore because it was attached, I think it was literally attached to the weapon axle, and the weapon axle had been just bent, and the weapon didn't work anymore. So they couldn't move it, and they lost. But, trying to remember their fights is hard. I know they fought Cobalt. I know they went 1-3. Oh yeah, they fought Ribot next, and they were dominating that one, and then they shut down. So they went to Desperado. They got a not very convincing win against Gruff, and then got slaughtered by Minotaur. And then they fought Cobalt. They surprisingly beat Cobalt. They went 3-3 that year because they had an unaired match against Duck, which they cracked Duck open. If you can see, the top panel was peeling off. So then Season 5 came around. Are they going to change? And obviously the first episode, they get their big match, which they wanted. In Season 3, they finally got Tombstone. I hate my life. No, but obviously what happened is that there was clearly something wrong. I think there was something wrong with both bots, but something was, I think, wrong with Tombstone. All year, I think, something was definitely wrong inside of Tombstone. Because they got deflected up, good hit, and then Endgame kind of hit the back a little bit. That back part that's like the sharp back part, right on the back. They hit that, made him wiggle a little bit, and then Ray turned and slammed the blade into the wedge, which is what Endgame wanted. So, but what happened was Ray went flying into the screws, and the weapon stopped. What happened was Ray's tire got stuck in the screw, and it was just jammed in there. Obviously, the screws were still going, but he couldn't get out, or entirely the drive died. One of those two things happened because Endgame came right in, hit the wheel, and sent Ray about, 7 feet in the air, and got him out of the arena. I was pissed. But it's a story for a different day. But then they lost to Bloodsport, which is that's a video for another day. I meant people might love me for that one, but yeah, they lost to Bloodsport. The wheel got caught in the kill saw and took the wheel off. I don't think it was anything Bloodsport did to it. But then they murdered somebody. I don't know who. Oh yeah, Hypershock. They killed Hypershock in about 30 seconds, and they kept sending shit at Kenny. But no, they get the 6th seed. A little too high for a 2-1 bot. I'm sorry, but I think they were too high for a 2-1 bot. Obviously, their only loss was to the 2 seed. They beat the 32 and the 21 seed. I know the 21 seed happened to be Tombstone, but I think they were a little too high. But they killed Perfect Phoenix. They actually almost split the bar in half. Killed Perfect Phoenix. Then they went against Rotator. Their weapon died, but they were just a big wedge, so they can just control that fight. It was pretty easy for Endgame to win that one. Then the finale comes. They murder Shatter. Had some trouble against Tantrum, but one flip and they were done because Tantrum's weapon and self-riding arm connects to one battery, and they died. And then they got a finals match against Matty Vasquez, who they killed. If anyone saw, I think it's Robo Games, how I think Splatter was pinned against the wall and damn near got out of the arena. It's very similar to how this fight ended because Whiplash got UDA'd. And Endgame became our first international team to win the Giant Nut. So, what do I think of Endgame? Started good. Kind of got And of course they skyrocketed because they just won the Giant Nut. I'd put them at solid B+ tier. They are solid B+ robot. I think if they can come back and do well next year, if they can make quarters or semis next year, then they will be well on the way to becoming a future S tier robot. Right now, I put them at solid B+ tier. But that's all I gotta say about Endgame. Pretty good bot. Keep working out those kinks. They'll be contenders for a long time. Next video is gonna be Bloodsport. Can't wait. Bye.